This week, you join me at what looks like a Formula One workshop. And to be honest, it kind of is, because this is TRE's research and development facility. Super top secret place that's just at the Bedford Autodrome. Take a left off Furley Street, straight down. If you've gone past the abandoned building, you've gone too far, because you're now at TDF. That's where we are today. Let me walk you through what we're working on. So you guys may have been following the development for the F71 series that we've been doing on the channel for the last couple of weeks. It's now time to take that digital work into reality, and that's what we're going to be doing today. But before that, this place is pretty cool, and we want to show you a little bit behind the scenes. So we've been working with TDF for a couple of years now, and TDF aren't just any normal company. These guys, their background is in repurposing old F1 chassis. So you can essentially live out your Formula One driver's dreams through TDF. They take Formula One chassis and repurpose them, upgrade all of their components and change the engine out. So private buyers can buy these cars and operate them as if they were Michael Schumacher. Before we get onto the F70, let's have a tour around this workshop, because there is some super cool stuff that's already being worked on here. As an example, this is Ruben Barrichello's car from 1995. This car actually got 2 podiums with Eddie Jordan's race team. So this is a 1999 BAR, and the reason this car's interesting is that if you see on this side it's blue, and then on this side it's white. This car's actually raced by Jacques Villeneuve, and the whole reason it's got this different livery is that at the start of the season, the car's obviously made up of 2 teams, and one car was blue and one car was white. But basically the FIA said you cannot do that. So they had to have this livery on both cars, and then the next year it was outlawed. So they tried something new in 1999 and it's never been done again. So this is quite unique in that sense. So under this shroud is a completely different engine. This has been installed by the guys at TDF to make it essentially more usable, and rather than the Formula One engine that was in it before, it's now like a single turbo 4-cylinder. It sounds insane, and you can see all of the custom developed parts that TDF have done. This here is a completely custom carbon fiber air inbox, and we can see in a second the mold that TDF made to make that product. So this is actually an underfloor from an F1 car, and it's a bit surprising to see how big these are since you sort of stood next to them. That's what she said. This big thing behind me is a 5-axis CNC machine, and it basically takes blocks of metal like this and turns them into beautiful machine pieces like this, which means they're super strong and they're one piece. I think this is the rear wing mount for one of those cars. And then this is a 3D printer. You would have seen 3D printers, but one of the cool things about this is that we're rapid prototyping, 3D printing some of the parts that we've already designed today. So the little canards that go into the front bumper. So you'll see that on the car very soon. The real reason we're here, the M135 is now getting scanned. We're going to take all of that digital stuff and all the renders you've already seen and make them a reality. And the first step to doing that is doing a scan of the car. So you can see Alex here has got his nice, super cheap, easy tool, and we've got all dots over the car. And these essentially give us a point of reference that's not like a solid body. These essentially, the machine, if I'm wrong, just interrupt at any point, Alex, but basically this will essentially put dots all over the car, and they help determine the depth and allow you to track the car better. So there's more points of reference. Engineer myself, obviously, expert. I already know. So the whole point of this is to get a proper, a millimeter accurate, well, no, actually to 3 microns. 30 microns, sorry, not as accurate as I said, 30 microns. 30 microns accuracy, which means that the kit and the fitment is going to be perfect. That'll be molded with our aluminium molds as well, so all of the carbon fiber products will be tip top. So down the side here, we're focusing on the side skirt. We've got the side as well, because we're actually looking at doing some like wide track arch kits, which is a bit of an exclusive. I shouldn't have told you that, but I've told you anyway. So as you can see here on the screen, this is what comes out off the back of the car being scanned, and it's a full 3D representation of the front of the car. And from here, we're going to get all of the different attachment points, and it's going to give us all the nooks and crannies that the front splitter can fit into to make sure that we get the best fitment. We're going to take the diffuser off and do the rear as well, and we will hopefully do the rear spoiler as well if we've got time. But time is against us at the moment. We've literally got like 2 or 3 hours left, so I need to stop talking and these guys need to get on with it. Current stats say that 87% of you that watch these videos aren't subscribed to the channel. Why are you not subscribed to the channel? Look at this V10 engine. So we've just also scanned the grille because I want to make this sensor a bit bigger, because I'm not too sure at the moment it's like suiting the car as it stands.
Definitely needs a little bit of extra width.
It needs a bit more width, a bit more size. I'm thinking.
We'll just make the whole thing, whole grille sensor.
That would work. So a little earlier on in the 3D printer, we see something that was getting printed for us, and it was these. These are the front canards that we're going to be designing for this car, and this just shows the importance of having like a prototyping stage. So these were designed off the back of essentially just like a normal 3D model of the car, but you really need to get this CAD data and this kind of scan data because they don't always match up. And also you need to be able to see something in real life rather than just on a computer screen, because whilst they look great on renders, and actually the fitment isn't too bad at all, to be fair, given where they've come from, the data's come from, they actually fit on pretty snug. There's a couple of gaps. They are enormous.
They are big.
They are far too big. So we're definitely going to trim the size down. I think you basically want to shrink them probably by about half and maybe have them come out to about here. And then also this ridge, that's a bit thicker here than it probably would be in real life because it's 3D printed, so you need to add a bit of strength to them. But in general, they look all right. I mean, they're big. They'll be cool when they fit properly. Yeah, 100%. And the thing is, with this car, it's going to be adapted to so many different tastes and personalities that for some people this is going to work and for some it's not. For me, I wouldn't have them as big as that, but I definitely would have them if they was a bit smaller. Would you? That was a nod. Nathan nodded and said yes. You should have shook the camera, yes, and yeah. Right, anyway. Also, Sam, do not panic. I know your car looks like it's taken apart, but basically this is what we have to do when it comes to developing products. We've had to remove the rear diffuser because essentially we need to know what is going on behind this diffuser, because unlike the side skirts and the splitter where stuff is going to be added on, here we're going to be replacing something. So you need to not only see the A surfaces on the outside, but these B surfaces internal and all of the clips and all of the stuff like that. And it's really key to get that right. Otherwise, when the diffuser reaches your doorstep, it's not going to fit. And also, whilst we are around the back, you can see that we've got the dots all over the top as well. And that's because we're going to be designing a brand new rear spoiler, which we hope will also fit the F40, to be confirmed. And you can see Alex is now just clearing up this data. This is what comes out the end of the machine, the gun, whatever you want to call it. And I can call it a gun, you reckon?
Yeah, handheld scanner. I don't
handheld.
know.
All right, I like gun, the handheld gun, the scanning gun.
So aggressive.
Yeah, I know. But that is basically what it looks like, and we can take that data and now manipulate it and make the product that we want. So it's a bit quieter now, and we've finally got to the end of scanning the car. We have found a few little things we need to change with the car given the scanning procedure, so we know that there's a few little design things that are going to be shifted, but also I did actually redesign the spoiler and I've been ripped a new one for that. So we're going to go back to the drawing board on that, but ultimately it's been a successful day and we're really excited now to just get on with it and get these products made. If you haven't seen that video, make sure you check out the other video on our channel where we go through the design and all the process and stuff, because it is quite an interesting one. But a huge thank you to the guys at TDF for letting us come down today, see behind the scenes and really give you an insight into how these cars are developed and all the products that come with them as well. So anyway, that's going to be it, guys. We'll see you next week.